Hey guys, welcome back to Goldbug Gaming. This is Goldbug coming back at you. We're in World of Warships again. We haven't been in here for about 4 weeks almost. Pretty much 4 weeks. That's my bad. We've been dealing with some audio issues as well as performance issues with the machine. So we've been trying to get that worked out. I did a little bit of Minecraft last week, which I got another episode of that to come out, shooting that to you today on a gorgeous, beautiful Memorial Day here in the States. Speaking of that, I wanted to go over what's going on today. We're doing a little bit of a Memorial Day special. We're going to give you 3 ships here. Plus, we got one more coming for Wednesday. But since this is Memorial Day, we kind of want to focus a little bit on the U.S. side of things with the ships. And today we're going to, like I said, we're going to give you 3 ships. We're going to look at the North Carolina, or the USS North Carolina, the USS St. Louis, and then the USS Wikis, excuse me. Now, I don't know a lot of information on the Carolina or the Wikis. I do know more a little bit about the St. Louis, as I've played that ship a lot. I've looked into the past history of it. It's a pretty impressive little boat. But we're talking battleships, and you can't get more impressive than a battleship. So we're going to have a quick rundown of the history of the USS North Carolina, BB-55. We've got a wonderful picture here. It shows the battleship here in, looks like the 3rd of June in 1946. So there's a better picture of it. Nice all the way around. And let's back it up a little bit. All right, so here we are. USS North Carolina, BB-55. She was first ordered August 1st, 1937. The builder was the New York Naval Shipyard, and she cost us right around almost $77 million. Her keel was laid down the 27th of October, 1937. So they got on it pretty quick. She was ordered in August, and then 2 months later, her keel got laid, so that's not bad. They're moving right along. Of course, you got to remember the climate and the times as to why they were moving quite along. She was also launched 3 years later, 13th of June, 1940. She was sponsored by Isabel Hoey, daughter of Clyde R. Hoey, which is the governor of North Carolina at the time. She was commissioned 9th of April, 1941, decommissioned 27th June, 1947, so 2 years after World War II ended. It looked like she was struck in 1960. 15 battle stars. That's pretty impressive, guys. That's extremely impressive. She got the American Defense Service Medal. We can go over all of this. But she is, good to know her fate. She's a museum ship, and she's in Wellington, North Carolina. Let's look at her statistics. We'll go over just a light smattering of this because we want to do more in game than we do want to spend on Wiki. This isn't a Wiki YouTube channel. It's a World of Warships YouTube channel. You go look, of course, she's a North Carolina class battleship. Displacement 37. I'm just going to cut it short, guys. 37,000 tons. Length is 728 feet. Beam is 108 feet, 3.3. Draft was 33 feet. She had 8 boilers installed. She could produce up to 90,000 kilowatts. 4 General Electric steam turbines, 4 propeller shafts. She was quick for a battleship. 28 knots, not too bad. And that was, she got 32 knots in 1942. And it looks like her speed was reduced after 1945. It looks like it got dropped down to just dropped off 2 knots there. Range, she could go up to, looks like 20,000 miles at 15 knots cruising speed. Complement, 2,339 officers, sailors enlisted. 144 offers, 2,195 enlisted. A little more breakdown there for you. She had radar beginning in 1940. Armament, 9 16-inch caliber Mark 6 guns, very impressive. 25-inch caliber dual-purpose guns, 130 millimeter there. 16-inch 1.1, 28 millimeter 75 caliber anti-aircraft guns. Of course, those were replaced by 15 quad Bofors 40 millimeter guns. Made her a beastie, let me tell you. We go on into the Oerlikon 20 millimeter cannons. Looks like she had 48 of those. Armor, she had side belt, 12 inches, 30 centimeters. Gun turrets had 16 inches. Main deck had 1.5 inches. Armor deck had 5.5 inches. And the third deck, which I've never heard of before, had 0.75 inches. Conning tower had 16 inches. She actually did carry aircraft, folks. 3 Vault OSTU Kingfisher float planes. And then she had 2 trainable catapults on her tail, or fantail. There's some more pictures of North Carolina. I mean, honestly, guys, if you want to know more about the history of North Carolina, I recommend you just come here, look at it, have a look at it, and see. I mean, like I said earlier, North Carolina was laid down October 27, 1937, at New York Naval Shipyard. She was launched on the 13th of June, 1940. And again, we already went over who she was sponsored by. Captain Olaf M. Hosteved in command, the first of the U.S. Navy fast battleships to be commissioned. She carried a powerful main battery of 9 16-inch guns, and that is impressive, folks. Let's make no doubt about that. Apparently, the North Carolina, the ship received so much attention during her completion in sea trials that she won the lasting nickname Showboat. Jump down here to what she did in World War II. She completed her final shakedown cruise in the Caribbean Sea before a Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. So early 1942, she was scheduled to steam there, but remained in the Atlantic Ocean for a few more months as a potential counter if the German battleship Tirpitz began to attack supply. Okay, that's interesting. Supply and troop convoys destined for Great Britain. By summer, she was ordered to join the Pacific Fleet. So she wasn't there. That's interesting. North Carolina was not there when Pearl Harbor was hit. 10 days, 4 days after the battle on Midway, she steamed to the port of San Pedro, California, and then to San Francisco before proceeding to Hawaii. The ship arrived at Pearl Harbor on 11 July 1942. According to sailors there, North Carolina was the most beautiful thing they ever seen. And her arrival in Hawaii greatly increased the morale in the Pacific Fleet. North Carolina departed 15th of July in a task force of the aircraft carrier Enterprise, the heavy cruiser Portland, and the light cruiser Atlanta. Pay attention to that. The 8 screen destroyers headed for combat in the South Pacific. We're going to stop there. Let's get into some World of Warships, and then we'll get back to the other ships. We'll come back here, do another one, so on and so forth. All right, so we're going to start with, let's just get on with it. I'm sorry, it was the South Carolina. Wow. Wow, that was a huge mistake on my part. So it's the South Carolina. Whoops. Well, when we get into the North Carolina, you guys are already ready to go, aren't you? Let's just pull it up real quick. So I hate mistakes. There we are. USS South Carolina. Big difference. Here she is. Well, I was focusing on the North Carolina. I apologize, guys. Unfortunately, we don't got time to go into it because we gotta make it quick. We got 2 other ships to go through, and I haven't done a World of Warships video in about 3 weeks, so we need to knock them out. I do apologize for the mistake in the ships there. Again, though, this is a channel about integrity, so if I mess it up, whether it's live or not, I'm gonna straighten it up right then for you and own up to the mistake. So there you go. I apologize for the confusion there. But come here, look up the South Carolina, and give you the straightaway on her, and you can learn a little history about her. All right, so let's get right into it. Here she is. She's beautiful, guys. We got some designs here that we can do. Get her propulsion up. I think that's a good idea. Go ahead and do that. You know, I thought when I was doing that test thing with, or explaining that wiki with what I thought at the time was a South Carolina, I was like, wait a minute, this has 3 guns. Now, the South Carolina game only has 2. Maybe it's, maybe there was a discrepancy is what I was thinking, but I was wrong. And I'm sorry, guys, I really am. There's really no reason to be slamming some of the stuff on here. It's just, it's not. Your detectability, your battleship, guys, come on, you're going to get picked up. So go with it. Don't go with it. It's your choice. It looks like she's already got a lot of flags on her, so we're going to leave that alone. We got that, so we're good to go. Let's drop in and have some fun with the USS South Carolina. Here we go, guys. And yes, it is against the computer. But you know what? You don't pay attention, that computer will sink you. And it's good at it. It's a little more forgiving than players are, though, because I tell you what, there's players out there that when they get dialed in on you and they know it, they do not let up on you. Now, guys, this is tier 3, and I don't know if I went over it last week with, or not last week, but around May 1st there, around dealing with the British and the French lines. Oh, excuse me. This is where torpedoes start. Okay. They actually start in tier 2 if you have specialized ships that can do that. I think it's the Sims for the American line. I don't know what it is for some of the others, but they get torpedoes at tier 2 at the earliest. I think Japanese get a tier 1 ship that can drop torps, I believe. But this is where you're going to start seeing a prominent use of torpedoes. So it's incumbent on destroyer captains and everyone else, okay, to keep their eye on the water for fish. And what I mean by fish is torpedoes. Everybody likes to wail on the destroyer captains for launching it too early, too late, no need to, when they're out of range, so on and so forth. They just take a beating. And I'm talking about the general destroyer captain or the newbie destroyer captain. Okay. Now, if you're just being a jerk, and just dropping your torpedoes just whenever you want and however you want, whenever you feel like it, and you're one of those types of guys, then, you know, you deserve what you get. You're going to get that pink status. You keep doing it, eventually it's going to get locked. And you're not going to have fun anymore. So there's two things. As a destroyer captain, you have to be mindful of where you drop your torpedoes. It's only fair, guys. It's only fair. The other is if you're a destroyer, if you're a cruiser or a battleship or even a aircraft carrier captain, you have to please pay attention to that's going to be a complete mess. You have to pay attention to where it is that you know, you're driving your boat, because it's not fair to that destroyer captain to turn around and accuse him of seeking you when you ran right into him. You ran right into his line of fire. It's just not fair. On the same stretch, you know, don't, again, you know, we've already done this. Don't be those destroyer captains that just willy-nilly toss your torpedoes out there and kill people on your team. Alright, so we got one of theirs down. That's a Bogator. That could be nasty. You gotta lead early and often with battleships, because if you don't, you're gonna wish you had. Alright, and the other thing is, if you're in a battleship, man, pan out, guys. Look around. See what things are going. That guy ain't gonna get another shot off on him. Maybe. I'd be lucky if I did. No, see. So the real battle is gonna be taking place right here. Right there. So we want to start adjusting for it, because my guns are about to come online. And you got to measure that distance and hope he doesn't decide to adjust and change. He doesn't look like he's going to either. And we want a Citadel hit. So again, what do? We range find, so fire off one shot. See where that goes. Right. Alright, so we'll pull it back a little bit. Pull it back. About right like so. Fire another shot off. A little better. Let's see what we get with that. Hey, see what we did there, right? Boom. So we got us a pretty hoss crew going on over here. 2 battleships and a cruiser. Playing smart, folks. That's the way it needs to be done. Oh, that was way too soon. And guess what I did? I dropped him way too soon. It's not just torpedo captains that cause problems. That guy is a slow-moving machine there. Looks a little bit thirsty. Let's give him something to drink. What do you guys say? Oh! Keep tracking him. Pan out. Let's see where we're looking at. We're coming up on an island or something. Alright, track. 2 kills. Well, guys, it looks like the South Carolina is doing pretty good. That was a big hurt. Alright. South Carolina did good, got 2 kills. Did alright. Did we, were we out there just wrecking face? Not really. Kind of do, I guess, some steel killing. I made up for my shooting my buddy there. Try to do that, by the way. Alright. So that was the South Carolina as a battleship. First of the battleship line. I think that's been represented on the channel. One thing I didn't do is I didn't do the normal standard look at what we got here with her hit points, which brings us into the ship. We get a look in, a little bit closer look into her. She's got 31,700 hit points. She didn't even have to worry about that in that game. She's got really good armor. Got really good torpedo protection, so not bad there. Artillery, 4, or a total of 8 305 millimeter guns. Not bad. Not bad at all. Nothing to laugh at. And then for her second armament, she's got 20 76.2 millimeter guns, so really good there. AA defense, she's kind of weak on. She's only got 4 76 millimeter defense there. Maneuverability, we upped that before the start of the game, so she can go 18 knots. She's not fast by any stretch of the imagination, folks. Turning circle, yeah, could be better. Rudder shift time, 10 seconds, 10.7 seconds. Yeah, use some help there. Concealment doesn't matter because she's a battleship. She's huge. So detectable range by seas by 13.9. Yeah, sure, you can take that and lower. Use your camouflages, sure, and it'll lower it by 2 or 3, whatever that might be. So that might get it down to 10 or 11. You're still going to be seen in air at 7.5, so they're going to spot you there. I mean, do the camouflages work? Do they reduce it? I mean, can it save you? It could. I think so. Probably more so in late game than in the start of the game. All right. So now we're moving on. We're going to move on to the St. Louis. Now this is a pretty amazing boat because I just like it. It's a good boat. It's hilarious. I think it hits hard, guys. It hits real hard. Now she's not invincible by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, she was named after the city namesake of St. Louis. She did a lot of her time over in the Pacific Fleet after she had been laid down. I believe she was laid down in Pennsylvania. I want to say Pennsylvania, I believe. So, and then she had to steam all the way around to go up to the Pacific Fleet. She spent some time in San Diego just for a brief period. Most of her time was up around Puget Sound, and she did a little bit of time out in Hawaii for a while. And then towards the end of her career, she got shifted to the Mediterranean to help with World War I and convoys and things like that. And then she came back, and I believe she was. Let me look down here and look at the fate, decommissioning and fate. Yeah, with the accordance of the provisions of the London Naval Treaty and the Second London Naval Treaty for the limitation and reduction of naval armament. So she was scrapped. And she was struck from the Navy on the 20th of March, 1930. Kind of sad, but at the same time, we needed those materials. Just real quick, displacement 9,700 long tons. Length, she had 426 feet 6 inches. Beam, 66 feet. Draft, 22 feet 6 inches. Installed power, she had 12 times Babcock and Wilcox boilers. Propulsion was 2 vertical triple expansion reciprocating engines. 2 screws. Speed, she could get up to about 22 knots. Armament, she had 14 6-inch 152 millimeter guns. 6 breech loading rifles. 18 3-inch 76 millimeter 50 caliber guns. I mean, you know, 8 1-pounder guns. I mean, do we need to keep going on? This ship was bristling with guns. That's the point. Belt armor 4 inches, deck 2 to 3 inches, shields had 4 inches, and then conning tower had 5 inches. And again, back to the armament, we've already went over it, but you know, there it is if you want to look at it. All right, so that's the St. Louis. Let's take her out, have a look. And this boat will chew up destroyers and other cruisers quickly. It's so much better than the Chester. It's a huge improvement over the Chester. I couldn't. I know that I had a pretty decent performance in the Chester the last time I looked at it, but that Chester it's a horrible ship. It's a nightmare. I almost recommend if you can skip it, do it. You know, and just go right into the St. Louis, or if you can skip over and spend time in, you know, I mean, what is it? The Sims, I think it is. It's only like $6 US. So buy you a tier 2 destroyer. You know, puddle around in that for a while and until you get past the Chester. I mean, if you want to, you can go under the Chester, but you are going to learn about paying. I promise that. Okay, so I am poised on this end, so I'm going to immediately cut right and trying to defend this flank over because I'm the only one over here. We got to defend it, so that's me. Looks like we got a Farion. Maybe that's is that French? Let's have a look. Is it French? Are they French? Yep. Sleek looking boat. Gorgeous. Here I am driving around in a tub. It's alright though. US Navy gets better ships here pretty quick. That is a fast boat, man. You see the sleek designs, but just the stark differences in builds, man. I mean, that is just a gorgeous boat. You know, it's French. What do you expect? Not only does it probably kick your butt, but looks good as well. American boats weren't worried about too much looking good. They were worried about, you know, putting that hammer down. By the way, this is, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to mention it again. This is Memorial Day here in the States, where we honor our fallen servicemen and women. Very important day. In the early hours, which right now it's only 7 a.m., our flag is lowered at half, just so you're aware. And then afternoon it gets raised to full staff, as in recognition of the day and the deeds that those folks did all those years ago and are still doing to this very day. Keep that in mind. It's not just about in the past, it's about current, it's about the present. There are people that are right now, as we speak, on land, sea, and air, putting their lives in danger. So respect it. You know, you're not there, they are. Appreciate it. Appreciate them and the sacrifice that they're giving out. You know, and them and their families both. It's a hard thing, so definitely give thanks for that. The little French cruiser is lighting them up. I think I'm gonna set them on fire, maybe see if I can get them to waste a consumable. Jeez, so slow. I think we can even hit that from here. Oh, hold on. That's just a town. We don't want to blow up the town. Be amazed if that struck anything. Oh! Hello! Let's pan out though, see what we got going on. Get some paddles on this thing. Oh, we got one fire and 2 hits in, so if the game's over, before we get in the battle, at least we did a little bit of something, huh? Not being very salty, though. I think my more saltier games are in my destroyers. Okay. Hold on. Hello. Oh, well. Well, that's 10 out. Did he move back? Doesn't matter, he did. Oh, he's turning. Yes! Shooting a score! Alright. Well, that was a little less than flaccid performance in the St. Louis, but there it is. Destroyed one ship, did 2 fires, not bad. But I could have done a lot better on that damage though. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the St. Louis. Which brings us to our third and final ship, which is the Wikis. Let's go ahead and have a look at her. Should have it in here somewhere. I'm pretty sure I had it. No, we don't want the Caledon. We did that last week. I'm not gonna double dip. There it is. There's the Wikis. So let's go over it. Hey, it's the Wikis. It's the Wikis on the Wikis. I'll stop. All right. Yes, I have a humorous side. Believe it or not, it's not all, you know, Walter Cronkite in the news hour. But anyway, let's knock this out. First, USS Wikis DD-75. It's the lead ship in her class of destroyers. Instead of reading this over here, let's just look at this. Wikis was laid down on the 26th of June, 1917, Bath, Maine, by Bath Iron Works. The ship was launched on 25th June, 1918, sponsored by Miss Anne Elizabeth Young Wikis, daughter of Dr. Walter Wikis, a descendant of Lambert Wikis. The destroyer was commissioned on the 31st of July, 1918. And it was commanded by Lieutenant Commander John S. Barlown in command. It looks like she had a pretty prestigious career as far as doing convoy duty and things of that sort. Apparently there was a serious bout of influenza that hit the ship. But it seems like everybody got better and things went back to normal. But this is the Wikis, guys. Come look it up. There's a picture of her. DD-75, the Wikis. Alright, how does she fare in World of Warships? Well, survivability-wise, be careful with her. She can break. It's glass cannon. She has only 4 102mm batteries. Torpedo tubes. She's got a lot of them. Like 12. Now, her torpedo range is 5.0. Of course, you can increase that as your commander gets higher level. AA, I'm not too concerned with AA because you need to keep it turned off, otherwise you're going to get spotted and destroyed. Max speed 34 knots, so she can run. Concealment, very good. I mean, very good. 6.5 detectability by sea. Guys, the way this ship works is you ambush. You let them come up on you. They can't spot you if you're behind an island. You drop your payload and go. Okay, your detectability by range, by air is only 3.1. Excellent coverage here. So remember, 6.5 by sea, 3.1 by air. Choose and pick your targets. You'll have a lot of fun. Let's take her in. Let's have a look-see. By the way, gentlemen, if you're wondering, Texas is on sale. The Lone Star sale there on the World of Warships site. They got the Texas up there. Gorgeous camouflage. I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it. Also thought about the Arizona. But that Texas camouflage, gotta love it. Love having that Texas there. All right, so playing destroyer. Time to flip our mindsets, guys. We're no longer worried about staying long to mid range. It's close range. Be mindful of your team. Okay, don't just willy-nilly sink things. Looks like I'm the only destroyer. I'm going for C. But then again, what is this guy doing? Okay, so I'm gonna. All right, I guess I'm going to A. So he's going off by him. He's going over there with that battleship and that cruiser over there to give them some cover. That's not a bad idea. Just if we would have communicated, you know, I could have went with that side and instead of just trading off like we just have done here. My job is to probably, there's no probably about it, is to lay some smoke down between those two islands to cover our guys. I don't ever use my speed, but for myself. I'm sorry I'm selfish like that, but it is what it is. So I just got detected. Woo! Seriously? I doubt those will hit anything, so I ain't gonna worry about those. Boy, this guy has turned out to be a brutal fight, though. He's gonna drop torps. It's coming. There they are. Man, that's a French ship. That thing has got a lot of torps. See ya! And now they're both in trouble with each other because, well, that don't look too good because he sailed right into that. Oh! Beautiful, man, beautiful. Yes, sir, that was a beautiful picture he painted right there. Couldn't have got any better than that. Masterful. Ooh. And that's a French ship. And he's gonna run aground. Sorry, we can give him that though. That little destroyer's in a mess though. Let's go have a look at that. See what he's in. What he's into here. Oh, there's another cruiser that way. That's a battleship. Closing in on all sides though. That's a Clemson. Better destroyer than what I had. I say that, it's just a matter of how it's used, and I didn't use mine to the fullest extent, but I did fight a little longer. I knew when I was in trouble and got out, but by that time it had already cost me, but I was able to shield there for Sky 60 over there in that French cruiser. He bought me some time, and I gotta say thank you for that, Sky. Mantis carefully taking shots on that battleship. Very good, very good. Back in the Nassau, German ship. Unloading on the Kaiser, another German ship. Shots also coming in from Stealth there. And Sky's coming up from behind him. He doesn't stand a chance. He's pretty much done for at this point. Alright. There it is, guys. And that is today's episodes of World of Warships. It's going to be a little bit long. But I want to say thank you to everybody out there that has been staying tuned. Sorry for the delay and the fact that we haven't had any World of Warships in about 3 weeks. Like I said, we did have some technical difficulties with the machine, audio, as well as visual, because it looked like it was just stuttering and stammering. and then you know it's glitching or rubber banding really bad in the game, so we had to get this worked out again, so we could get you quality content back up and running to you. So again, I do apologize about that. As far as that goes, I want to say, guys, have a fantastic Memorial Day. I want to, you know, we'll see you again on the flip side here with Goldbug Gaming. If you like the content, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you soon. Take care, guys.